We found out through newborn screening. Shepherd was the first baby to be screened for it in the state of Connecticut.
The doctor didn't even know what it was. She was just like, there's this thing, it's just been added. It says he might have it. She didn't say he did have it. He needed more testing. And that's really what I went away with.
ALD stands for adrenoleukodystrophy. It's a genetic metabolic disorder. So children with it, their cells can't digest very long-chain fatty acids. So those fatty acids then build up and they cause further damage and then cause a problem mostly with the brain and the spinal cord and the nerves that go out to the arms and legs.
Let's see if we can get that one done.
So the leukodystrophy part is the part that neurologists deal with. The adrenal part is that they start having failure of their adrenal glands where they don't make cortisol, so they can be sick because of that.
We do neuro twice a year, and then we do endocrinology once a year. They do blood work twice a year for ACTH and cortisol, and then we do MRIs twice a year.
We've just had really great doctors, really great nurses. Yeah, it's been fantastic. The kids know who they're going to see when they come in. So I think it helps them.
So I asked specifically about changes in their schoolwork. Are they paying attention as well? Are they still doing, are they progressing academically the way they should be? Have they changed in their motor skills? Have they become clumsy, or things like that? Or they have falls that aren't explained? One really tragic part is that by the time they're really showing symptoms enough that most people would pick them up and get to the doctor and everything, they're probably on a fairly steady downhill course, and usually within a few months they're at the point where they're having trouble walking, they have motor problems, they may be having seizures, and they quickly decline, and they can pass away within a couple years to 4 or 5 years later, sometimes longer.
With us, we've always known that they're going to develop completely normal until possibly one day they're not. And it's different. It's hard to know that everything could just spiral out of control at any moment.
If we did an MRI and one of the boys had the characteristic white matter changes in the brain, we would tell them. They would not need to see me at that point. At that point, we would basically chart a course for some sort of definitive therapy, either bone marrow transplant or gene therapy.
It doesn't have to be a death sentence. It's not necessarily going to be. There's people like us with our kids who have had such, a great team of doctors and nurses, and then the results have been good and they've been monitored and people have been alert and taking care of them. It started heavy, but it has gotten lighter as time goes on. It's not in the front of our minds every day. We're just living.